여러분 안녕하세요. I'm 서미소랑 from FunPik, where it's all about having fun while preparing for your TOPIK. Fun, TOPIK, FunPik. Now in Topic 1, questions 31 to 33 are of the same type. It's about choosing the topic. And this is how it appears in the exam. Like this. This is the first thing that you'll see in the reading segment of Topic 1. So this part here, the instruction and the example question and answer. Now, this you can skip in the actual exam. I'll talk more about this later on. And then you have the questions 31, 32, 33. Each question there are 2 sentences. 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. And you have to choose the word that is the topic of those 2 sentences, what the 2 sentences are about. And each question is worth 2 points. Now, they are the easiest questions in Topic 1, so you do really want to try to get them all right. Okay, let's zoom in on this part, the instruction and the example question and answer. Okay, so this is FunPik. It is one of the special features of FunPik. We actually break down the question for you so that you know exactly what it means. All right. So from questions 31 to 33, I will zoom in. 무엇에 대한 내용입니까? 무엇에 대한, what about? 내용, content입니까? Is it? In other words, what is the text about? What is the content about? The content being the 2 sentences. Continuing on. 보기와 같이 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. Breaking it down roughly. 보기와 같이. Like the example. 보기 means example here. 알맞은 것. The correct one, the appropriate one. 고르십시오. Choose. In other words, choose the appropriate topic using the example as reference. And 각 2점, 각 each 2 points. So each question is worth 2 points. And then the example question and answer. Let's zoom in on this once again. And let's solve this together, shall we? Now, in the test, this part, it is just there as a reference to show you how to answer the question. You really want to get familiar with this example now so that come the actual test, you can skip over it to save some precious time. Okay, let's solve this together. This is the FunPik step-by-step recommendation for solving this kind of question. First, you want to read the 2 sentences. Then, you want to look for 2 or more words that are very closely related to each other. And then go through the options and find a word that is related to those 2 or more words. Okay, so let's do it for this. Read the 2 sentences. 사과가 있습니다. Apple exists. 그리고 and 배도 pear as well 있습니다. exists. So you have apple and a pear as well. Look for 2 or more words that are related to each other. In this case, it will be 사과 and pear, right? Both are very closely related to each other. Now go through the options and see if there's a word that is related to the 2 words. 요일. Do you guys know what this is? Day of the week. 날짜. Date. 과일. Fruit. So this is the correct answer. That is why it is colored in black in the example answer. And then 얼굴, face. So this is the correct answer. All right, now let's solve a question that was actually in the recent 64th TOPIK test. Once again, read the text. 지금은 아침입니다. 지금, now. 아침, morning. Now it is morning. 8시입니다. 8, 시, o'clock, it is. So it is 8 o'clock. Step 2, look for 2 or more words that are very closely related to each other. In this case, probably 아침 and 8시. Morning and 8 o'clock. Now let's go through the options and see if there's a word that encompasses both words. 요일, day of the week. Yes, this is kind of related to time, but so maybe we will keep this, but it's not the right answer. And the next one, 나이, age, nothing to do with it. 계절, season, not related at all, right? And then we have number 4, 시간, time. Yes, this is the word that we're looking for, the word that is related to 아침 and 8시. So the correct answer is number 4. All right, now time for some 꿀팁 from FunPik. The best way to prepare for this question type is to study 2 kinds of word sets. The first kind is where you have the umbrella term and then the subtypes. For example, I'll show you. The umbrella term here is 과일, fruit. And the subtypes are these words. Apple, strawberry, watermelon, banana. They are all types of fruits, aren't they? Likewise, this one. Umbrella term country, subtypes Japan, China, Vietnam, and so on. So this is one type of word set that you want to study. And in the topic test, the words on the right-hand side, the subtypes, when they appear in the 2 sentences in the body of the text, in the body of the question, then the umbrella term on the left-hand side will very likely be the correct answer. For example, before we had 사과 and pear, and the correct answer was fruit, wasn't it? So along those lines. So that was the first kind of word set that you want to study. The second kind is where the words are not subtypes of an umbrella term, but they are so very closely related. For example, words closely related to time include 아침, 몇 시. Before we had morning and 8 o'clock, didn't we? 8시, 8 o'clock. And likewise, we have price and words closely related to price. Once again, when these words appear in the sentence of the question text, then the correct answer very likely to be these words on the left. Now, I've just shown you 4 word sets, but in our textbook, we have many, many more, a total of 106 words grouped into 14 sets. So be sure to pick up a copy and go through the list while you prepare for your topic. Okay, let's solve 2 more questions together, shall we? So this one is from the 60th topic, worth 2 points. Same instruction and the body of the text. 저는 일본에서 왔습니다. I am from 일본, Japan. 친구는 미국에서 왔습니다. My friend is from the US. So step 2, let's look for 2 or more words that are very closely related to each other. What could it be? 왔습니다. Same thing, so probably not. The word that we're looking for is 일본 and 미국. Does this ring a bell with regards to the subset that I showed you before? Let's go through the options. 음식, food, not much to do with these 2 particular words. 나라, country. This is what we're looking for. That is the correct answer, but I will keep going through the options. 요일, day of the week, 선물, present. Nothing to do with it. So the answer is 나라. And the subset, the subtypes and the umbrella term that I showed you before, in the body of the question, we have 일본, Japan, and the US, and the correct answer was 나라, country. Okay, let's do another one. This one is from the 60th topic. Let's read through the question once again. 과자가 1,000원입니다. 과자, snack. The snack is 1,000 won. 조금 비쌉니다. 조금, a little bit. 비쌉니다, expensive. Okay, let's find 2 or more words that are related to each other. Probably 1,000원, the price, and 비쌉니다, expensive. And go through the options and look for a word that is related to these 2. 값. Oh, we have the correct answer first up. 값 is price, so that is the correct answer. Let's go through the rest. 옷, clothing, clothes. 직업, occupation. 공부, study. So the correct answer is cup. And I'll show you. See, we have 비쌉니다, expensive, 1,000원, price, and then the correct answer, cup. So that is how you can use our table of words that we have prepared in the FunPik textbook to help you prepare for this question type. All right, let's wrap up. Review time. You can take a screenshot of this. Question type 1 is about choosing the topic. And remember, you can solve more questions on the FunPik app and textbook. The tips. Read the sentences and look for words that are related to each other. And the second one, read the options and you want to look for a word that is related to step 1 or the word that is the topic of the text. All right, let's see if you've really understood this question type. I'll leave you with a question to solve by yourself. Please take a look at it and leave your answer in the comments down below. To those who get it right within the next 2 weeks of this video's upload, we will randomly select 5 lucky people and send you 200,000 엽전s worth about $20 each. And you can use these 엽전s in the FunPik app to take mock topics. Alright guys, that is a wrap. I'll see you next time. 다음 수업에 만나요. Bye bye.